Hello, everybody. Welcome to our webinar Wednesday. Very excited today because we get to paint. One of my favorite things with one of my favorite people, Ashley. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Hey, I'm great. That intro was so awesome. I was like, dang it.
Yeah, Bo does a pretty good job. He does.
That was wonderful.
Yeah. So I'm really excited because I love the paint and perfect time to do a Halloween paint party. So what are you going to do for us today?
So I thought it would be really fun to, and I already created some, but I wanted to create a different design. I'm going to do a trick or treat bag, but I'm going to do it with on a pillowcase. I love these pillowcases that you guys have. I'm sure you could drop a part number for me because I certainly don't know, but these are great.
Yeah, so that is actually part number 5001, and it is on sale this month. So fantastic.
Oh my gosh, perfect timing. So here's one that I already did. And of course, there is so much room here. I certainly could have gone like bigger with the trick or treat or done more designs and candy. There's just so much room to create. And of course, they're double-sided.
Of course. Let me see. That almost looks like the exact same design that I printed out. It's not though, but almost. So
very similar. Well, I have a different one. I have a different one that I'm going to do I thought I'd switch it up. So I have this guy. I thought he was super cute with his little pumpkin friend. So this is the one I'm going to paint today.
So, and I'm going to do a face mask and a linen book bag. And I did the same thing you did. So I took some art that I got off the internet and printed it on plain paper with my sublimation printer. And then I'm just going to paint in the lines. So I'm excited, very excited.
Yeah, so I thought about using a sublimation printer, but honestly, sometimes it's just, I'm already using the regular printer all day long for work. So I actually just used a regular printer, but then I just flipped it over and I'm going to use a light pad to trace. And the other reason I did that is because I'm actually going to use mixed media paper, which is just a little bit heavier. And so it's kind of nicer to work with the paint. But of course, just like our markers and our stamp pads, you can use regular copy paper too.
Awesome. So, and I know both of us printed out our paint mixing chart, which I got from the Artesprix website. Yes. And I've got my paint set up. So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get to painting.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
So I'm going to show everybody just how I did this step, and then it's going to be like a cooking show. I technically already traced it, but you're just going to flip over if you printed it on a regular printer, you're just going to flip that over. So then that way you have your mirrored design up. So go ahead and tape it down so it stays in place while you trace. Then add a piece of mixed media paper on top, or like Sprite's doing regular copy paper. And then this is just like crafting tape. It's really just like crafting like painter's tape. You could use that, just something that's a little forgiving that won't rip the paper. And then now I'm just going to take a black Artesprix sublimation marker and then just create my lines. But like Sprite did, you can use your sublimation printer and it'll take all that out for you. So it's easy as that. So that is how you start. And then before you know it, you are left with this. So this is all sublimation marker. So that's one of the cool things about all of our mediums, whether it's stamp pads, markers, or paints, you can use them all together. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I have my marker outline. Then I'm going to paint it with the sublimation acrylic paint. And then I'll probably go back over with my black marker at the end and just clean it up a bit. And Sprite, you can do that too. Are you there? Sprite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I just want to make sure you didn't leave me.
No, I didn't leave you. But what I am going to do is I'm going to run to my desk and go grab a black marker because I am going to trace the back of it. So I'm going to put you a solo and I'll be right back.
Okay, no worries. So as Sprite and I mentioned, we're going to be referencing the color mixing chart. So you guys can see that we have the 3 primary colors, which is red, which really comes out more magenta, but we wanted to call it red. Red, blue, yellow, black, which, you know, does sublimate, and that's used for darkening your colors. And then white. So this is actually just white acrylic paint to help you create the colors of the rainbow. This, just like sublimation, there's no such thing as white ink. So there's no such thing as white sublimation paint. So this is just here to help you create all sorts of colors and expand that palette. So just like any sublimation paint, you want to shake it up before you get to pouring. So I'm going to shake these guys up and make sure that they have a homogeneous mixture. Okay. And then I'm thinking I'm going to stick with traditional Halloween colors. I'm going to use orange, green. I think I'm going to do the skeleton purple, like just to, you know, give him some life. And even though he's a skeleton, he's clearly not alive. And, you know, that sort of thing. Yellow. So to make purple, I'm just going to do red, 1 blue and 1 red. And so it's like a ratio chart. So like it could be like 3 drops. It could be, you know, 3 big squeezes. It's just how much you want to use.
Ashley, where did you get that cute skeleton design?
I Googled free Halloween coloring pages.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
So I can't tell you specifically where I got it, but what's so nice about Google, shout out to Google, is like once you click one that you like, that's like maybe it has a skeleton on it or something like that. Once you click that and you're in the images parts of things, it'll bring up a bunch of them that are super similar. So even if you don't find this one, if you click on one that's like it, this one might come up. Now Sprite and I are both using a plastic paint palette to mix our paints, but you could certainly use, like, you could mix on your regular copy paper. You could mix on like a parchment paper, just something that's non-porous would be good.
Bo, I need some help because I don't want my camera on there. I just want the phone camera. But if my camera's not on there, then you can't hear me. Can you fix that for me? By the way, Bo is not here. There you go. That'll work. But he is here in spirit.
Here in spirit.
Oh, hey, Mr. Gross. Yes, sir. We are live.
Hi, David.
Would you like to come paint with us?
I'm left-handed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You say hey to Ashley?
Oh, yeah, Ashley, David Gross here.
How you doing?
I'm over here. I guess.
Wait, you got it. There you go. There we go. There he is. There he is.
Are we having fun here? Do I need to get my 1-year-old granddaughter in here?
Hey, what are you trying to say? She could probably do better than me.
Cool. Love the little palette here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hello. I'll get out of your way.
Aw.
Good to see you, David. Definitely get the family involved. It's a lot of fun.
You got it. What are the age limits now on the paints and markers?
So everything is when you do like testing for kids, they want to know like how it is, like the whole process, and that includes the transfer process. So technically speaking, it's 9 and up, but if you're doing the transferring, it's safe for all ages.
Okay, got you. So it's really the using a stove, if you will, or a heat press is the part.
Yeah, the testing facility is confident that a 9-year-old can use a heat press. I don't know if everybody else would agree. It probably depends on the 9-year-old specifically.
My 9-year-old self definitely couldn't use a heat press. My 40-year-old self can barely use a heat press.
Y'all have fun.
Thanks, David.
Good to see you.
Break time's over.
So guys, I've already started painting. Like I said, I'm going to make my, and we can name the skeleton if you want. Name them in the comments. Let's do something with like the letter S or something. So name my skeleton in the comments. Now you're going to see that this looks really dark. So like, just like your sublimation ink from your printer, it's going to look much different before and after. So just keep that in mind when you're painting. Trust the process, just like how you trust it when it comes out of your printer.
I tell you guys what, if the best name of the skeleton, I'll send you this pack of paint. So yeah. So get to naming, guys. Bo, I'm gonna let you pick the winner.
Yeah, let's do something with an S. Unless you come up with something that's like really good and it doesn't start with an S, then maybe we'll make an exception. But sometimes I just like that when it's all matchy like that.
I have a full-size skeleton in my office that's sitting in my chair, so nobody else sits there, and his name is Sam the skeleton.
See, sometimes you just do that. You just have it start with the same letter. So one thing I'm not doing, but you totally can do, is you can add water to your paints to give them a more watercolor feel. So keep that in mind. And if you do decide to do that, you definitely want to use mixed media paper like I'm using. It's nothing. It's no like specific type of mixed media paper. I can show you what I'm using. You can get it at any craft store, Amazon, whatever. It's Canson is the brand. So anyway, there's tons of kinds, but really any mixed media paper will do. But if you're going to add water, definitely use mixed media paper.
Okay, and I am ready to start painting. So I've got my water, I've got my paints, I've got my towel, and here we go. My favorite part. So let's mix some paint up. I love this paint chart because I absolutely love to mix paint. I do. All right.
And it makes it really, we didn't want anybody to have to do math, and try to figure out like how many quarts are in a gallon or something like that, right? We don't want anybody to do that. We just kept it really easy with parts, whether it's squeezes, drops, globs, whatever you want to do is cool with us.
And this paint mixes so easy. So easy.
It's super smooth.
And it goes for, it lasts for so long. It really does. Like you wouldn't think that you just need a tiny, tiny bit.
You do. And if you happen to create more paint than what you need, you can stick your paint palette in a Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge if you want. Just make sure you put it in a Ziploc bag just so it doesn't get paint everywhere.
Nope.
All right, I'm almost done with his body. I'll show you guys what I'm looking like. And what's going to be nice is definitely going back in with the black marker after I'm done and cleaning up these lines. But this would be so fun to print out a bunch of coloring options. And this kind of is a great way to if you don't want to use your sublimation printer and you want to just use your regular printer, print out a bunch of options, get a bunch of copy paper, and then let people pick what they want to do and then just have them trace whichever one they want. And then that's what they can use. Oh my God, you guys, he's so cute. Or she, we don't know. Now I just have his head.
Oh, look. Sari asked, does the paint expire?
No. Well, everything technically they make us put an expiration date on it, but I feel like you shake it up. Everything's water-based, so if you do find that it's dried out, you could always add a little bit of water to bring it back to life. Technically they say it's 2 years in a climate-controlled, stored properly environment, but really I would bet that it would last longer.
So they're like Twinkies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so true. So it's just storage is important, but you don't have to keep it, you don't have to be too specific, but climate controlled for sure. And just make sure you shake it up, and that will bring it back to life.
How long does the paint stay wet on the palette? Acrylic paint starts to dry, so just trying to compare.
It does. Well, it also depends. Like if you have like a lot more paint than versus a little paint, then that will last a little longer on the palette. I do tend to sometimes add water if it dries up, just to again bring it back to life. But I would say no different. I know that sometimes some paint dries out quicker than others on the palette, but I wouldn't say it dries out too quickly. But what is nice is it does dry quickly on the paper. Wouldn't you agree, Sprite?
Yes, it does, which is great.
So especially so you don't get that classic hand smudge. Prevents that.
Okay, what color am I going to do next? So exciting.
And you have all the colors at your fingertips. And really the colors that you can create go beyond the mixing chart. You could technically take all these colors and add white and lighten them. You could take all these colors, add the black and darken them. It just depends. So really the possibilities are truly endless.
Yeah, and I think the last time we did this, I talked about, I went to Walmart and I got this little paint palette, and I think it was like 99 cents or something. And then I got all of these brushes. Somebody asked me the name of the brushes. They're Royal, and I don't know. They were just the Walmart brand, super cheap, really inexpensive, really fun to do. So love it.
Yeah, you don't need any fancy paint equipment. You can certainly, like, let's say you're already into painting, or you use paint in a former crafting life, and you're like, oh, do I want to use my nice brushes with this sublimation paint? I would say go for it. And the reason I say that is because what's nice about paint is you can wash out your brushes. So it's not going to hurt your brushes. Just like how, using any other acrylic paint, you just want to wash it out when you're done. Okay, I'm almost done with my purple. I'll show you guys what he or she looks like. Do we have any name suggestions in the comments?
Yeah, we have a ton of name suggestions.
Yes.
Jerry is cracking herself up over here, actually.
Hey, Jerry, how are you? All right, he looks like kind of scary, but he'll look better once we press him. But he looks really dark, but that's normal. That's okay. It's part of the.
So, has anybody that's watching, have y'all done a paint and pint night with these markers or these paints? Anybody? I think that would be a great idea. So cute.
And what's so awesome about, sublimation, but then obviously like us with craft sublimation, is it's so instant. Like as soon as they're done creating, you're going to press it for them right there with your heat press. And then they get to take, like you could literally have everybody meet at your house before you go trick-or-treating and make the bags. And then they just go. It's not like you have to wait for it to, you have to wait for it to dry, like before you press, of course. But it's not like you have to do something afterwards, just like regular sublimation. As soon as you press it, it's good to go. So that would be really fun. All right, so now I'm making orange for
me too.
So the red is really like intense and strong. So it's not like the purple where it's a 1-to-1. It's a way less red than it is yellow. So just keep that in mind. So that's another reason we wanted to make the color mixing chart, because while a lot of the rules that, from standard paint mixing apply, this red is just really intense. So some of them with the red, you just want to watch out for that.
And this paint really does go a long way. I mean, you just put a tiny bit on there and it's really well done.
Thank you. We have had so much fun with the paint. I will say, I think it's our most, fun product. Obviously, we love our markers because that's how we got started, but the paint is truly a ball. It really is. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to show you guys, I've got some like little designs here, like the eyebrows above his eyeballs on the pumpkin, and like smile lines and whatever, I'm going to go ahead and paint right over those. Okay. Now, if it's a dark color, like the black marker, underneath a light color, like this light orange, the black, when you go to transfer it, will power through the light orange paint. So you don't have to worry about it. I probably will. Here, let me show you again. I probably will go back over with line, but like, see these lines right here, like this one, I can just paint right over that. If I didn't go back over that, you would still be able to see it, but I'll probably at the end after it dries, I'll redraw it over it.
I always have way too much fun on these lives. Can you speed up the drying process with a hair dryer or something?
100% you can.
Would you say you can't?
Yep. No, you can. Yep.
Yeah, normally I just put it under the open heat press and let it dry like that. So yeah, Verna asked, after you're done painting, do you have to wait until you can press it? You just have to let it dry. So we'll put it, like I said, we'll put it under the open heat press for a little bit and just let it dry, and we'll be good to go.
And if you've got a heat gun, because you got like a heat gun on hand in your space because you use it with like for a wrap, you can use a heat gun. But yeah, like Sprite said, putting it underneath your heat press is another great option. But also
open heat press.
Good old fashioned air. Just give it a good blow on it. It'll dry right up. It actually dries really, really fast. So some people will say that, maybe they don't prefer that. I think that's a nice feature, especially because we're always eager to press. Now I'm really loving this orange. Tell me what you guys think.
Super cute.
And some of the things I also have to talk about some of these other projects back here because like, Sprite's like you're doing a mask, right?
Yeah.
So that's an idea. You guys can see that I have like t-shirts here. Talk about a quick last minute Halloween costume. T-shirts are a great idea. I also have a necktie. This was my idea, like if you were a clown, but like you could be like Donkey Kong, right? If you got a monkey costume, you could be Donkey Kong and make a red tie. The neckties are a really good idea. I also have a pet bandana. This one's really cute. I gotta show you. Look at how awesome this, dog bandana. We call it pet.
I love it.
How cute. So
that is adorable.
There are so many things that you can do with blanks outside of like your traditional t-shirt. This is just a big Chromolux piece, and then we actually drilled holes at the top and put the twine in. There are just so many things you can do for Halloween. Okay, do we have any other questions?
Oh, this is a good one. Are you guys developing any glow-in-the-dark paints?
That's a great question. I can't say yes on the paints, but we might be doing something with markers that not necessarily glow in the dark, but I can't give away too much, but it's in that family of surprise. But I guess if we're working on it for markers, that means eventually it might happen for paint. So it could happen. We're cooking up a lot over here per usual. All right, I just have a little bit more orange painting to go, and then I'm going to do some green because I've got like this vine. Then I also need some brown for the stump. And then I might, if I do black, like if I do black for like the mouth and the nose, or maybe I should do yellow because it's like glowing, right? But what you can do is if you do decide to do black and you like don't trust yourself with the brush, just do it with the marker, because once it all transfers, you can't really tell which medium you did unless you're like really going for that like brush stroke, you know, feel, right? But most of the time it really all just blends together. And that's one of the really cool things about the paint is like when you feel the paper and you're like, okay, this is paint, and you feel the paper and then you feel your blank, and like just like regular sublimation, you can't feel it. It's really wild.
Bo, that was Bo. I don't.
Does that mean you like the name?
I don't know what that means. There's no telling with him.
Sound effects.
He loves his air horn.
Okay, I think I'm done with my orange. Oh, I forgot his teeth.
Oh, he's trying to get my attention for questions. So no to the cotton. Can these be pressed on cotton? No, Jerry, this has to be, it is sublimation, so it's got to be done on sublimation.
I'm done with my pumpkin.
I mean on polyester, sorry.
Pumpkin.
Nice. What ages would recommend? Is it non-toxic? So you want to answer that?
Sure. So first and foremost, non-toxic. As chemists gone crafters, we are all about what we put into our products for you guys, and everything is super safe. So everything is non-toxic, phthalate-free, lead-free, all that. So as far as safe goes from like our, you know, what's in it standpoint, you can always rest assured that at Artesprix, we are doing our very best to keep everything super safe and super clean. Okay. And then age question came up earlier when David was in here. Basically, when you go to like test for an age, they want to know the whole project. So that means including the transfer process. So technically it's 9 and up, but that includes the transfer process. So if you're going to do the transferring, then really it's any age, but that's just how the facilities do it. They don't say like, oh, you know, what's it for the first half of the project and what's it for the second half of the project?
So Jerry asked about will the white transfer to dark colors, and no. So the white is just to mix the paint, just to get those paint colors.
Exactly.
And, what type of paper do you use to paint on? So I'm just using regular copy paper, but Ashley, you're using, would you say mixed media paper?
Yep. But if you had like, you can use anything in between, just like the markers and sand pads. You can use graph paper, line paper, copy paper, laser copy paper. The only thing you don't want to use is sublimation paper. So save that for when you need it, because you don't need it with our products. Okay, so I just did yellow straight out of the bottle, which is so bright. I love our yellow for the mouth and the nose. And then I definitely need some green. So I'm going to check out my color mixing chart. And I'm just going to do a 1-to-1 ratio of blue and yellow. So you know what? Since I'm done with my yellow, I might just add blue to it. Mix it up.
What do you mean you're not happy with my Aunt Jerry? I'm sorry. You know you're going to make me sad. Don't make me sad.
This might need a little bit more yellow. It's a little too bluish green. So just a tad more. And like I said, if you mix too much, just stick this in a Ziploc bag and put it in your refrigerator and use it next time.
So I was going to do like kind of a more of a kind of a scary face mask. And I wanted to like mix some red with some water and do like little splatters, like blood splatters. I thought that would be kind of neat.
Sprite, did you mirror?
No.
I didn't notice. Bo did.
That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh, I did mirror. I am a moron.
Okay. No, you know what you do? You know what you do, Sprite? You know what you do?
Thank you, Bo.
Foul. He's like, foul. No, you know what you should do is you should cut out your design on the side that you did do it, right?
Mhm.
And then on the other side, just do the words and then tape it all together. It's okay. It's a problem we can solve. Now, I will say, can I just also say this? And I don't recommend this because it's not always going to come out like nice and crisp, but the paint is so powerful. And since it's just regular copy paper, it could like just go through the copy paper if you ended up putting it the other way. You know what I mean? I don't recommend that, but it's something, you know, if it ever happened and you were like in a time crunch, you could just wing it and see if that works.
I just can't believe, I was like, oh no, I didn't mirror it. Yes, I did.
You could also just cut out the words and just do the design.
Sounds about right. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll just keep going.
Yeah, just keep going.
Yeah.
It's okay. Everybody's forgotten to mirror once or twice or 3 times, 4 times. It happens to the best of us. These sound effects are killing me. All right, my green is looking good, you guys. I feel like it's hard to tell too on a video, like if you're mirrored or not, because you don't know if it's the front camera or the back camera. So I did not notice. Bo did.
Well, you know.
All right, I'm done with my green. Check it out. My vine and my leaf.
Oh, cute.
So now I'm going to do this brown. So brown is really purple and yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a big glob of this purple that I used earlier and just scoop it into another because I don't need much, and then just add some yellow and see what I come up with. So let's see how that works. And don't forget what's cool about, you know, just using regular copy paper is it's just regular copy paper. You know, you could just do it again. No problem.
Now you're just trying to make me feel better.
Is it working?
Yeah, no.
Oh, you guys, my brown is looking pretty amazing. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. It's like a taupe grayish brown. I like it. I'm going to use this. And then, like Sprite said, it's nice. I don't know if you guys know this, but I just have a regular paper towel. So after I clean off my brush, I just put the brush on the paper towel just to kind of like clean it up a bit. Oh my God, I'm loving this brown. I don't think I've ever been so excited about brown. It looks so good. And if I was a real artist, I could like lighten the brown and add white, like maybe for the top of the stump or something, but we're just gonna go for it and just do the top of the stump and the stump itself the same brown. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay, you guys, should I do the letters red? Should I do the letters red? And then I wonder if I should do his eyes yellow or should I leave them white?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
What should I do? What should I do with the eyes? Should I leave them white?
Uh-oh, did I lose my camera? My phone shut off from the stream. Okay, let's see what just happened. Oh no, you guys have to be able to watch me.
So red straight out of the bottle is really like magenta. Eyes yellow, says Ginny. Okay, gotcha, Ginny.
Uh-oh, my phone is actually overheating at the moment. So that's, yep. Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll do this then. We'll change to this camera.
All right, so true red is really brown and red from the bottle. So I'm just going to take that brown, which how convenient that I made purple and then brown, and now I need true red. I guess I just happened to get lucky that I do that in the right order. So I'm just going to add a little bit of red to this brown and see if I get a more true red. And hopefully that is all works out for my font.
So a couple of weeks ago, I went to a local elementary school and taught the kids about sublimating and designing. And I'm going to go back and teach them mugs. And I think I'm going to bring some of these paints and markers because I think they're going to absolutely love it.
It is so fun. I know we started with markers and those are really fun and they're great. Like, what's also nice about the markers is you don't need water. You don't need paper towels. You don't need a mixing chart. You don't need all that extra stuff. So the paint does take a little bit of it to that extra crafty level. The markers are so much fun. If you haven't gotten them, you definitely got to get some. But the paint has been super successful. And I think people just really like the versatility of the paint. Like, for example, you don't really necessarily need to be a great, with the marker, sometimes people think you have to be a great freehand. But actually, I did all of these with markers. This is all of this. Is with markers. I did markers instead of paint for those. So really everything's interchangeable, whatever you like. But I know some people really like maybe they painted before they were a sublimator and they've got all this stuff in their maker's toolbox and then they can just, incorporate it into the sublimation stuff that they're already doing, which is great.
Oh, so one of the things, and we haven't really talked about it, are the stamp pads. And if you guys watched Finch's class on Open House about the QR codes, he ordered a QR stamp and so now we are stamping that QR code with the sublimation ink on the back of some products, which is really cool because, now you can brand your products with sublimation.
That is so smart.
Finch has his moments.
Oh, Finch. That's awesome. What?
Okay, Bo.
That is so cool. Well, people ask us, you know what it is? People ask us all the time, like, I want to put, if I want to put like my business or whatever on the bottom of this or the back of this or whatever. And with our product, sometimes I'll say, well, create a stamp, like a stamp. And Cheryl Kuchek created her own monogram stamp. And, I don't know how to do that. So forgive me. I couldn't tell you how to do that. But the QR code's a great idea because they are back. QR codes are big again.
Yeah, well, and the analytics you can get from a QR code is just fantastic. I mean, you can see it's a great tool. If you're not utilizing QR codes in your business, you definitely should be.
That's so true about the analytics part. It's more measurable, so you can see how much people are actually scanning it as opposed to just like a business card or something. All right, my letters are looking pretty awesome, not gonna lie. So this is gonna look more true red. I know it looks really dark. It looks almost like a dark brick red, but this is gonna be more like a fire engine red, maybe once we transfer it. We'll see. We'll see. How's it going, Sprite? Are you recovering?
I am recovering. I am. I was only devastated for a moment. So
honestly, I always say, like, whenever we're out doing make and takes and stuff, I always say it's not a problem we can't solve. I'm sure there's a moment where you just, have a heavy sigh, right? But yep. All in all, it's not a problem we can't solve. Like, for example, I will show you guys. I had a little hiccup where my paintbrush got a little heavy, okay? And so all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a piece of heat tape over it. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm just going to solve my problem, and then it won't transfer. Okay, so I'm going to make the eyes yellow. And then what should I do for the inside of the skeleton's mouth, which I still don't know what his name is. What should I do for the inside of the skeleton's mouth? Should I do the red? Should I do a different color? I'm going to go ahead and do the eyes yellow.
What do you guys think? What color for the mouse?
Tell me. I got rid of my yellow because I use it to make green. So I just need a little bit. And you notice I always shake. Shaking is your friend. And if you run out, so these come in a set, including the white. And if you run out of one color, let's say, you know, for Halloween, they're using a lot of black or whatever, you don't have to buy a whole nother set to get the colors. They're also available individual, as you saw in the amazing intro. There's also individual boxes.
Yeah, and guys, I don't know if you all know this, but so today I am going to give away this set of inks that I'm using to whoever Bo picks that named the skeleton. But on Friday, Bo and I are giving away 3 sets of inks. So definitely watch that. That's going to be fun. That's our first Friday giveaway.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping to spread the magic.
Exactly. Well, you know, we love the people that watch us, and we try to give back. So that's what we do sometimes.
And this paint is so fun. Whether you know, if you, let's say that you're more of a traditional sublimator and you haven't even tried like our markers or anything yet, I'm telling you, this will, you know, pique your creativity. It is so much fun. All right, I'm almost done with the eyes. And then I think someone said red tongue, but I wonder if we should do like more like red out of the bottle instead of my dark red. Okay, I'm glad we did the eyes yellow. That was a good call. Here's what it's looking like. So all I have to do is the mouth, because I think we should leave the skeleton's teeth white. Yes? Mouth. Yeah. Diane, I'm with you, Diane. So actually, instead of like creating like, you know, we do have like a bubblegum pink and a hot pink. I'm actually just going to do just red out of the bottle, which will just be just a little different than the font up at the top. So it will be different. And I'll show you guys the difference once it transfers. I need a very small brush. I got all sorts of brushes over here. Okay, and then as soon as I'm done painting, oh, this is going to look great. As soon as I'm done painting, I am going to hit it with the heat gun so that it dries, and then just clean up the lines with the marker super quickly. I don't have to be like, you know, too careful or anything. I don't have to go too slow because it's DIY. Oh my gosh. All right. So now I'm finished painting. This is going to be awesome. I finished painting. So I'm just going to give it a minute. I'm going to have it dry, and then I'm done with this. So I'm going to make some room here. And then I'm just going to go over everything with a black marker. Don't mind my spider friend right here.
We love spiders. Why is Tracy trying to influence the judges? Tracy, are you trying to bribe me with alcohol again? Because you know it works.
Now, if you have a really big press, like make your design bigger. You know, we could also do more than one press if you wanted to on this pillowcase because they're so big. I just have a 9x12, so I'm going to keep my design to my 8.5x11 piece of paper, but you could definitely go bigger.
Okay, guys, so I'm going to do some blood droplets, I think. So I'm going to do a little bit of red and put some water in it, and then just kind of flick it. So we'll see how this is going to work.
Okay. My handy dandy black marker. So I'm just going to go over everything and just clean up these lines. And I'm going to go pretty quickly. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Just to basically fill in any white spots that may have happened. That sort of thing.
Oh, this is cool. Okay.
Are you splattering?
I am splattering.
Cassandra asked a great question. Couldn't you just put it under the press to dry? 100%, Cassandra. You totally could. I'm just a little impatient, so I use the heat gun. You could also use a hair dryer, or you could just be patient. You know, if you're not under a time frame.
Okay, I'm just going to put mine under the open press for a little bit. That splatter looked really cool. I'm excited about that.
Ooh, gory. Spooky season.
Shouldn't we be doing something for Bo? Like what? What should we be doing for Bo? Sprite, I'll serve you wine while sitting in our alpaca pasture. That is amazing. They have alpaca yoga here, but I'm just not sure how I feel about that. So
I've done goat yoga. It was very fun.
I've done cat yoga, but I haven't done goat yoga. So
I'm allergic. I would not make it through. That would not be relaxing to me. That would be quite the opposite. This is really making my design pop, you guys. I'm going to show you as soon as I'm done with the pumpkin part.
Okay, this is going to be cool. So let me show you guys. So this is what it looks like with all the splattering. That looks pretty neat. And it's pretty dry. I just set it under the heat press for a little bit. So let me put my face mask on it. Yeah. So get a little bit of Pro Spray. And here we go.
I'm using Pro Spray today too. I ordered a case of it for the lab. Nice. And for our craft room. It's just so good. I love it.
Okay. Piece of protective paper on the bottom. I got my heat press set for 380. We're going to do this face mask for, I think, a minute and a half. And yeah, piece of protective paper on the top. I'm excited to see how it works. Okay.
I'm excited for you too. Okay, you guys. So what I'm doing is look how much, I don't know if you can remember from 2 minutes ago what it looked like before, but like look at the bottom, the pumpkin, like everything is going to look so much better and it's going to pop more. I also might have made my black lines a little thicker this round in case I had any little white spots. So that way, you know, just like regular sublimation, if it's white, it's going to show up white. So I might have made my lines a little thicker.
So Sam asked, what is that spray? So this is an adhesive spray that you just use to keep the transfer from shifting, because if it shifts, then you're going to get ghosting. So you want to use this. It's
really great for fabrics.
And Diane asked, would you use the same time and temp as you would with sublimation? Absolutely. So the instructions are whatever the substrate instructions are. That's what you do with the paint.
That's one of the other reasons I love our products is like we wanted to make it easy. So we didn't want to say, oh, if you're using paint, it's this. If you're using markers, it's this. It's, you know, it's the same no matter whether you're using sublimation ink from a printer or from a paint bottle or from a marker or from a stamp pad. It doesn't matter. It's all the same time and temperature. And even just going with the pressing part, that's all the same. You know, prepping your blank, like, you know, that sort of thing, lint rolling, like all that, like it's all the same. It's just the creating part that's different.
Okay, so it did a little bit of the back did transfer, but I think it looks really good. The splatters look really good.
Oh my gosh, it looks great. Spooky Sprite.
Spooky Sprite.
Spooky Sprite.
I love the splatters on it. They turned out great. Yes, fantastic. Awesome. Got my Halloween face mask.
All right, I'm almost done. I just have his head and then the font, and I am done. I'm just filling in any white spots. And Sprite, do you feel like only you know it came through from the back because you know what happened? Do you feel like somebody else wouldn't notice?
Well, it
like to the untrained sublimator.
Well, it just I can see some of the brown because I used a brown pen. A brown marker, and so I can see that came through, but it still looks really good. I mean, it kind of, actually, I'll show you guys again. It kind of, oh, sorry, Bo, go back. See, it kind of, you can see like around the stars, how it kind of gave a little green effect, but I think it looks really good. The splatter, though, that is cool. That is really cool.
And it's totally safe. It's totally safe. Like, if you used, I wasn't watching you when you were doing the splatter, but like if you use like your thumb and flicked it or whatever, it's really safer to use on your, I wouldn't, go crazy with using it on your skin. Like, certainly don't hold a face painting night and then try to transfer something to somebody's face. Okay. Like, let's not get carried away, but it's pretty safe to use all over. All right, done. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you guys. I'm really glad I went over in black. Please, thank you for being patient. Look how nice and clean that looks. Are you ready? I make some space here. Yes, that's a great question. And forgive me, I don't want to say your name wrong. How do you say that name, you think, Sprite?
I think it's Adair.
Adair. Adair, yeah. That's a great question. Yes, so you can use all of your stamp pads. If you have spooky stamps, which would be really fun, you can use that. We have 9 colors, and they have accompanying ink refills. So that means when you run out of ink in your stamp pad, instead of having to get a whole new stamp pad, you don't need to do that. You can just use the ink refill to refill your stamps. And actually, you can use ink refills for other things like this. This was before we had paint. And this was done with a black ink refill and a foam, like a foam brush. So you can use the ink refills outside of refilling your stamps. And Condi has all 9 color stamp pads and all 9 color ink refills.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. So I'm definitely going to put a piece of protective paper in between and on the bottom of my press. Let me get that going. And then we're just going to press this. I have this set for 400. Is that right, Sprite? I don't even know.
Yeah, I think 400 for 60 seconds will probably be fine. That fabric is really, it's easy to do.
Jerry, you can't rush art.
You can't rush greatness.
You can't rush greatness. But what also really, honestly, you can spend as little or as much time creating, like let's say you wanted to use stamps, you really could like stamp it. You don't even have to color it in. You don't have to paint it in. Like, you can create so quickly, or you can take your time and have it go a little bit faster. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to get my Pro Spray.
So yeah, Bo just made a good point. You may want to decal the edges so you don't get hard lines on your pillowcase.
Good idea. Good idea. And I certainly don't want to. You gotta be careful. I don't want to rip my design. I know we're coming up on the hour, but the good news is it only takes 60 seconds once I'm done.
See, this is the only Halloween costume I need. I love it.
It's so true. You can make a whole Halloween costume with Artesprix stuff.
Yes, yes, Bo. I am going to wear the hot dog suit. I know.
You have a hot dog suit?
No, well, apparently I have to wear a hot dog suit for our Halloween special.
When's the Halloween special?
It's coming up. Let's see. It is. Oh, Bo. Okay, Bo, you do it. So what day is that, Bo? Do you remember? I think it's the Friday before Halloween. Is Bo going to be mustard? He should be.
Okay. So you definitely don't want to put it in upside down. So when you're carrying around your pillowcase, right? So I'm going to spray. It's a brand new can.
Nice.
Yes.
So October the 28th is when I will be a hot dog. Yes.
Okay. And it's DIY. It doesn't need to be perfect, right?
Right.
Just eyeballing it. Okay. And then let me get a piece of paper in between. Okay, make sure it's nice and flat. You guys, I'm so excited. He's going to be so cute. Okay, so I got a piece of paper on the bottom to protect the other side of my pillowcase to keep it nice and white, because you never know what ink is hiding on your heat press from previous projects, which is always a good idea. And just make sure it's nice and flat. And then, of course, even though I'm using mixed media paper and it is pretty thick, you always want to protect your heat platen and put one on top. All right, you guys, here we go.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm very excited.
It's going to be awesome. So everything I use today that's, minus paintbrushes, that sort of thing, can be found at Condi.com.
That's right.
Definitely get yourself a set of paints if you have not already. I promise you, it is all sorts of fun.
So, Bo, while we're waiting for Ashley to press, what is the name of the skeleton and who won the paint set?
I can't wait.
I know. I'm waiting.
This is sound effects.
Crickets. We have crickets. Though. The name of the skeleton is Scary Spice.
Oh my God, look at Scary Spice, you guys.
Oh, they look great. Love it.
I'm going to come around.
So cute.
Get up close.
Yay. Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
How fun is that? I'm super glad I went over it with the black. The purple did turn out pretty dark, but you could always lighten it with some white if you want. But dark purple is the purple of Halloween. Let's be real. Look at that green, you guys.
That is amazing. I love
super
it.
proud of myself. But it was truly a team effort with the suggestions on the color. So thank you, everyone, for helping me.
All right. So Jen Catton, do me a favor, email me, Sprite or swood@condi.com, and I will send you this beautiful paint set. And thank you for the amazing name.
Scary Spice.
Yeah, swood@condi.com, Scary Spice. Can the paints, pens, and stamps be used on the Condi ornaments? Absolutely. They can be used on anything, any of our sublimation products, for sure.
Any blank, any sublimation bank that Condi has will work with our products.
Yeah. Well, girl, thank you so much. This was fantastic. Jenny, send me an email, swood@condi.com. And Ashley, as always, this was a blast. And guys, don't forget to tune in Friday where you get your chance to win not 1, not 2, but 3 Artesprix paint sets. So until next time, bye guys.
Thank you, Sprite. Thank you, everyone.